This is Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast. Did you guys see this? This is unbelievable. What is that all about, Kinger?
Get in here for the real thing. Like, let's get weird.
Maybe I blacked out trying to figure out what was going on.
Doubt, worry, fear, because that's what we're breaking the mold on here.
Welcome to Wild on 7th, presented by Pilot Games. We're here until it's here.
And welcome back to Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast, presented by our friends at Pilot Games. Kinger, make sure when you're out on the weekend, it was a big tournament weekend, lots of spots. My wife, unfortunately, wasn't able to play pull tabs because I think she was in Fargo with the 12s. Maybe we talk about that at some point in time here. But if you were in Minnesota at one of those, it'd be fun in between games because inevitably there's that awkward amount of time where you've got the morning game, the afternoon, you can't go home. Grab a tablet, play some games. You can win some money. The afternoon will be fun. And not only that, your community will win too, Kinger.
It's a win, win, win.
That's nice.
Yeah.
There are very few of those, unless you're a member of the Minnesota Wild right now, because I think it's win, win, win in a row for them, first time all year.
So I've been doing this whisker ticker. I had to shave a line.
You didn't want the throw tee?
No, I had to clean up a little bit, come down in the cheeks. I mean, this is Govember. We called it. Once we turn the calendar, let's roll.
Well, okay, let's talk about that for a second.
It's been a long
couple things
time.
we got to get into right now. We're coming out of the gates hot. So you shaved off the throw tee. Today's guest has a throw tee.
Yes, and has had a throw tee, best we can tell from Hockey DB for the better part of a decade.
What do we think about the throw tee?
Well, the way he's playing, I shouldn't have actually shaved it off. I am concerned. I thought about this at the Lifetime when I was cleaning it up. Like, is that somehow messing it up? Like, we got Carolina coming up. Did I just screw it up? Because I had all this winning on my face. All these moments, Wallsted's fist pump. I have the 9.7 goal somewhere up in the
Which turned out to be like 10 seconds. I think they changed it, but yeah.
But I had it all just hanging on me, and now I cleaned it up a little bit, but I didn't want to look too disheveled. So I did clean up a little bit. That's the state we're in. We're winning for so long.
That's cheating.
And so much.
That's like Movember. That's almost, I don't know. Maybe it's not cheating. Like Movember, like Marcus Johansson, he's trimmed it up a little bit.
You can clean up for sure.
You can clean up. You just can't start early. Throw tee, if you don't know what that is, should we explain to them what the throw tee is?
I've never heard this term. And
do you like it?
I love it. I've never heard of it.
So do you like the term throw tee?
I love it. I've actually, I dabble in hair and facial hair, as you know, and I've never actually heard the term throw tee.
It's like a goatee
it's a goatee. I've heard of a neck beard.
Neared?
I've heard of a nearly a beard, a nerd.
Neared.
I've heard of a neck beard, but I've never really thought about like when you got a little bit of a mustache situation, maybe a partial flavor saver, and then you extend it into the throat.
We should have you be like your get out of jail free card. Like what is your bit again right now?
The whisker ticker.
The whisker ticker.
The get to the playoff beer.
You could keep the throw tee. Like
I
want to see like a legit throw tee where everything is shaved except for just your throat, like just your neck beard.
It's like a turtleneck dickie.
Disgusting.
Well, I think it looks good, right? I cleaned it up. Yeah. I mean, if you're listening at home,
so yeah,
I don't know. It looks awesome.
I don't think we announced who the guest is, so maybe they should be able to figure out. It's been facial hair for this player from what, 10 straight years?
Started
every year except for one.
Clean shaven at the beginning.
Yes,
and then commits to the bit. And goes throw tee for an extended period on a heater. JoJo is our guest today.
Oh, I thought maybe we were going to leave it hanging, but you just...
Yeah, I mean, he's on fire. I actually texted you. Most people that come on the podcast score immediately following, before and after. They get the bump. And I texted you while you were doing the broadcast. I said, I think I'm going to grow a throw tee. I mean, this guy's on fire. He's been great.
He has been. Let's get back to... you turn the calendar, and the Wild seem to have, with that, dug out of the rut that they began the season in. And I think it was marketing to some degree. Like they just needed a reset. And Hines was to the media and broadcasters alike was saying that the underlying game wasn't that bad. And that the result wasn't there, but it wasn't panic mode. And that we're running through a stretch of bad luck and we're not getting the bounces and they're getting the bounces. And, our goaltending is not bad, but the other team seems to be having, top tier goaltending. So just kind of like your standard excuses. But when he would say it, it looked like he meant it. Like he wasn't panicking. And I don't think he was hiding anything either. But I do think that, the danger with slow starts like that, and we'll look around the league, and the point that I want to make is that other teams couldn't get ahead of it, and the Wild could get ahead of it.
And there seems to be a line in the sand moment, this Spurgeon players only texting the coach, even in the national media. There's clearly like a before and after. There's the start of the season, kind of a hot mess, not really playing Wild hockey, not putting a consistent 60 together. And then there's a little bit of this lockdown conversation that happens with leadership, with the coach. And since then, it's been better.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty promising that there was a course correction internally.
Yeah, and what's amazing is how effective it's been. And if you just isolate the penalty kill is probably an area of the game where Hines would have said, yeah, this is like, it just flat out isn't good. Like that wasn't an area where he's like, hey, we're fine, let's chill. Like we've just got to play through some of these things. Like it happens. But the kill has turned the page in November too. So I think it was intelligent marketing from the coaching staff saying like, okay, this happens to every team. And it just happened to be that October was our time for us to struggle. So now we turn the calendar, it's November, and things are going to be better. Yes, we needed that.
Did you get that? We need that as a social.
Because that fly.
Can you imagine when our guests today come, if this thing was in there? We'd never hear the end of it. You gone. Bye-bye. That was like Mr. Miyagi right there.
Yeah.
Can I give you one thought though? Like, so the reality is it's still a roller coaster. Okay. Because we have 22 points in 20 games. The wild card is at 22 points, but those teams have only played 18 games. So there's a lot of like teams hanging around. You could win 5, but then you lose 3.
Well, and that's why
it's so hard to like make up ground, right?
That's what
like
Kaprizov said Sunday after the game.
Yeah, he was like,
you can win 5 in a row and then you lose 2 in a row and you feel like you're in a good spot. Now you look like you're in dire straits.
Because you look at that Sharks game. So since we recorded, Sharks game, they play dominant hockey, certainly for the start. I don't even know if Celebrini has a shot on goal in the entire game, even though he has 2 amazing assists in the end. They end up taking the second point from us in the West, a team we're competing with. And it wasn't great. I got a text from a buddy saying, I've never seen more Wild fans leave, at the start of overtime trying to beat the traffic, right? And then we have this weekend, this 48 hours against 2 good teams, Anaheim, Vegas, back-to-back. And we just run the table. We get all the points. We get a shutout from the fist-pumping Swede, and we get another victory from the Gus Bus on Sunday. So, it was amazing. They're starting to – you can see the confidence. They're starting to have a brand of hockey that they like to play. I do want to talk about the fourth line, what's happening there, because that was pretty special.
But let's get back to the November and changing the tone mentally.
November.
And the tune, right? And other teams tried. Like other teams got out of the gates slower. And Hines and everybody navigated this so well by saying like, hey, we're not off the rails. The season's not over. There's still time, but time is running out. Like we have to fix this. Look at the wild card last year, the 3 teams that were fighting for the spots. It was Calgary, Minnesota, St. Louis. Who are the 3 teams? Well, there's more than 3, but 3 of the teams that started off real slow.
All 3 of those.
All 3 of them. And now 2 of them are cellar dwellers because they couldn't get things turned around, right?
And even Edmonton still kind of one step forward, one step back.
Or you go over to Toronto. And there's 2 instances that stand out to me that national media kind of took with and ran with. And it doesn't help that it was in Canada. I think it also doesn't help that it was the position. But the Wild are in that spot right now. No, and they're not out of it. So, but it was Dustin Wolf in Calgary. They're all over Dustin Wolf, this, that, and the other. He's playing well. He's only giving up 2 goals a game. And he comes out and says, like, yeah, like, what else you want me to do? I can't go score the goals. Well, boom, that was the wrong comment, wrong time. Because it's almost saying, like, the guys that can't score the goals.
I got my guy.
Yeah, I had my guy. and then, boom, it's just completely unraveled. And, confidence is shaken, and that team's now in the bottom.
Stolarz,
same thing happened in Toronto.
He's saying, man, I'm so exhausted from carrying this team on my back.
Now, the point I'm making is those are good hockey teams and teams with talent in their roster and teams that are underperforming out of the gate and were expected to be playoff teams. The Wild are in the same boat, and we're in the same boat as those clubs. The difference is how it's been, for me, how it's been navigated from coaching staff, management, and then internally with the players. Like, the talent and the situation has been the same. Some handle it well, some don't. Those teams that didn't handle this well, and the media got to them, and they didn't say the right things, and they didn't say we're putting October behind us. It's a new month. It's a different set of games. The PK problems will fix themselves. The power plays, this, that, and the other. They're done. They're cooked.
Our media training and Hines, again, giving him credit. You look at Jack Eichel in that game on Sunday. I know he's one of your favorite players. He looked like he was going to start crying on the ice. The amount of times he looked up at the sky and he's got the white mouth guard and, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me. I can't believe I'm in this rut, in this funk. Because Vegas has been on a little slide directly attached to how he hasn't been contributing.
Well, it's Mark Stone.
Yeah,
and what you could
missing
say,
Mark. But
again, if you're looking around the league, it's similar. It happens to every team. Somebody key gets hurt, and you could say it's Matt Zuccarello for this club. You lose Zuccarello, and then your power play is different. Even though it was great out of the gates, your top 6 look different. They don't have the chemistry. Like, things don't align, and it doesn't work. And you realize how important a singular piece can be to a team, and not just that individual's play, but how it affects everybody else. Mark Stone's that guy in Vegas, and their slide directly coincides with him leaving or not being with the team, right, in Vegas. And you could say the same for Matt Zuccarello here. Like, he returns, and even though he hasn't been, like, perfect, you look at the games, he's had impactful plays, and he's been good, but he's not been, like, Zuccarello. He has in flashes, but not throughout the entire game, but he makes a huge difference.
yeah, and I mean, really, from a body language, I mean, you had the other moment you had was Faber kind of doing the mea culpa, right? You had it all kind of like came out at the end of October between Hines, Spurgeon, players only, Faber, Gus, Gus and Wally start to get hot, right? So it really has just felt different.
Well, so, yeah, if you have something, go ahead, finish on that one.
No, but I think the hardest thing is you forget what a grind it is, how hard it is just to make the playoffs, especially now when what they said 2 teams were sellers at the in free agency. There was basically Pittsburgh was trying to give their team away this summer, and they're good to start the season so far, right? And so it's like everybody believes in themselves, and you have to get both of those points, especially in the West. If you're playing any team in the West, it does matter that you don't give one of those points to them. Mm-hmm. Now, I think you can get a little creative if you're playing a team in the East and play for overtime and blah, blah, blah. But if you're playing anybody in the West, I don't care who it is, Calgary, St. Louis, Nashville, you need both of them.
Well, I do think that the Vegas game, winning in overtime, was important.
Awesome.
Because they hadn't won in overtime. I think they have more overtime losses than anybody else, and that extra point starts to be the difference in the end. And now all of a sudden, if you lose that Vegas game and you're through a quarter of the season and you're down 5 potential points, and say you're not going to win every game in overtime, but if you won half, 3 more points, like, they're in a different spot. Look, they have 25 points instead of 22 or 23 now instead of 20, whatever it is. But I think that OT win against Vegas is important. The team that you lost to in the playoffs last year, that beat you twice in the extra session, and yes, it's 3-on-3, not 5-on-5. Yes, you got a power play, but you scored on it with 25 seconds left, and that was important.
And there was some hate in that game. I mean, watching Foligno was a man on a mission. Trennan and him on that fourth line. I've been trying to name it, but I don't even know what to call that line. But it's basically a playoff hockey line in the middle of the regular season, early in the regular season, playing like it's the playoffs, killing guys, hitting guys at center ice. Just absolute board rattlers. It's been awesome to watch. Trennan gets the goal, steals Moose's celebration, which was pretty funny. But I love it. I like the physicality. Now we've got some injuries again, Karts, right? It seems like every center on the team is banged up, right? You had Hartman down the tunnel, Rossi. That sounds like Sturm is skating today, but Bogo was out there as well. But we're kind of navigating through this. But down the middle, it looks like we're going to have some challenges, at least for a little bit here.
Yeah, and that's not ideal, obviously.
No.
And I think what we're seeing is across the NHL, because the injury bug isn't just here in Minnesota. It feels like it's everywhere. Lindholm's out, and you could go down every roster. Like, look at the Florida Panthers; they're down 2 big guys.
Yep.
Boston's down guys. Like, everybody's kind of beat up. We already talked about Mark Stone.
Jack Hughes. McAvoy takes that puck to the face. Do not watch that. If you're on your feed and Cole Caulfield is standing by McAvoy, do not just scroll.
And we caught a break a few times because we saw Vancouver without Quinn Hughes. And then the following game or previous game, we saw Nashville without Roman Josi. Like, the injury bug is out and running rampant right now. Every team's dealing with it, but every team, I think, is struggling with depth. Like, you can't replace the guys that are hurt. Like, you get Marco Rossi, Matt Zuccarello. It's tough, and I think across the board the cupboards are bare. Like, there's a lot of young talent in the league, but part of having the league be younger is there's less guys in the American League to call up to supplement when these guys are lost. So the injury is certainly playing a role.
How many points do you think it takes to make the playoffs in the West?
I don't know. I think the West could be like last year's East, where it's 90, just because.
I'm trying to figure it out. It looks weird. It looks very different than last year.
The Wild, Anaheim's a great example, because the Wild swept Anaheim last year, and then I think they swept them 3 of the last 4 years.
I was not impressed by Anaheim. I was so excited to see them because I thought, oh my God, they've cracked the code. They got the young guys and the old guys. They got Trouba can knock your head off. They got Kreider in the snot bubble. They got all these kids. I don't know, man. I was like, I felt like we were better than them.
Yeah, Anaheim's issue. You were better. So
yeah, I just think we're a better team than that.
Anaheim had won 7 in a row, and then they lost 2 in a row, and Hines always says this too. I think all coaches do. When you're playing well and you're winning games and you go 5 in a row, your game starts to slide. But you win 6, your game slides. You win 7, and your game's not perfect. And then you're going to hit a downswing because you're getting what you deserve now, and it's hard to stay, on the edge and be good. That's where we caught Anaheim. And
yeah, they didn't look like a team that's off to a great start.
But part of that is Eriksson Ek.
Yeah, he's
and the group that John Hines at home is able to just match. And he's been reluctant to break up Eriksson, Ek, Boldy, and Johansson, despite the fact there are injuries everywhere in the lineup, Tarasenko and Zuccarello or Rossi or whomever it is, because that line's been so effective at shutting Celebrini, Leo Carlsson, 2 guys that were top in the league in points coming into their games.
Just erased them.
Yeah, just erased them. And Eriksson Ek and Hines. Now, when we talk about depth, this is what becomes scary, and part of what stinks about getting off to a slow start is you have to win every single game. And that's not true, but you have to put your best foot forward every single. You don't have the luxury of time like you ordinarily would, right? So X minutes now, over 24 minutes in each of the last 2 games. I just don't think that's sustainable. And that's when you start to become susceptible to
injuries.
Yeah.
You're reaching a little bit.
But you have to win them, and you have to win them on home ice. And it's worked, 6-1-1. So, in their last 8. In the last couple of games, Eriksson Ek played 24 minutes, and yeah, it's overtime. There was a PP in overtime, but it's 24 and a half minutes. He was playing maybe 20 to 21 before that, 3 more minutes a night. Like, that's pretty significant, and
It'll be interesting to see the Canes in here Wednesday, right? A team we know is good. We know they're well coached. And to see us with last change, what does that look like? Does that just turn into a, maybe Wally's in there? I mean, is that a 2-1 game, a 2-0 game? It seems like if we can play a low-scoring game, I really like our odds. It seems like once you get up into 5 goals, I start to get pretty nervous.
So the Wild's last 4 games, they've given up 2 or less. They've been terrific. And you talk about goaltending, that has something to do with it. There's no doubt. But we put the shot chart up last game, and everything was on the outside.
Yeah, all perimeter.
All perimeter. They're defending well. So 6-1-1 also coincides with, and I think part of the reluctancy to go to the top 4D is to spread the minutes around. You have Spurgeon, Brodin, Faber's he's a beast right now. Middleton, he's a beast. But you want to spread the minutes around and have a little bit more balance on the back end. And you put Bouillon with Spurgeon, now you can play him,
And he's made some nice defensive plays as well. And
he's gotten better.
Hunt's made some plays.
He's gotten better, and Hunt has been stabilizing. And I think he deserves a lot of credit for some of this turnaround too.
Yep.
But 6-1-1 coincides with the top 4D playing together and playing heavy minutes, right? And I don't know that that's something that Hines wants to do all year, but the hand was forced and it looks better. But now that's where Damon Hunt enters the equation. How important to have that guy who's come in and made Zeev Bouillon better, has been able to play his offside, has been good, has been able to kill, can skate, can hit, can defend well, made really good plays in the Anaheim game defensively against odd man rushes, and he looks NHL ready. He is NHL ready, and I don't think if the decision to put Hunt in at the time they did and go with him and the confidence to stick with him, I don't think the Wild are 6-1-1 their last 8. So, I mean, their hand was forced. It's top 4. We've got to go with that. Then the bottom pair isn't great. We've got to fix that. Damon Hunt enters. Boom. Maybe we have our answer. And he's playing the offside and everything else. And it doesn't mean it's going to last forever, but it's been great.
And that's almost like a fantasy hockey trade. The fact that he was in the Juracek deal and they put him on waivers and we take him back it's unbelievable.
Well, you have to think that that's some of the reluctancy maybe to play him. I don't actually know, but you could see it, right?
But it's unbelievable. The fact that we got him back.
It's just great. For a guy.
It's just great that we have him.
And a bunch of picks. And then he becomes available on waivers. Yeah, you liked the player. You get him back. But now he's playing over the guy you traded for.
But still, it doesn't matter. We got him back. He's a good player.
No, you just assets.
I'm just saying you don't typically see that.
You don't.
That looks like something more in your fantasy hockey league, right? Where some guy drops he dropped Trevor Zegras like I did, and all of a sudden he's got 20 points. But I was like, wow, he actually is coming back to us for nothing.
So let's go back.
And he's been a great defensive defenseman.
Anaheim and San Jose a little bit, because at the start of the year, they've been good through the first quarter of the year, and it looked like, hey, maybe they're actually close to being playoff type teams.
Celebrini is 2 points a night, which means the Wild need to score 3. So that to me is a very scary hockey team, San Jose. I don't care if they're young. I just don't care. He is so good. I don't know what Chicago's going to look like when we see Bedard here, but that's a problem, San Jose.
Yeah.
I do not like playing them because if you blink, that kid is going to do something, and it's a problem. I was not impressed by Anaheim. Vegas is just big and mean. So even though we were laying bodies, there were moments in that Vegas game where it started to, you could see the teams really were hating each other, and people started running around. And it was almost like, man, I don't want to see one of our skill guys go face first into the boards here.
I don't think Vegas plays like that. And what's amazing about that game and the matchup was those are the two least penalized teams in the NHL.
Yeah,
Like they're the two of the nicest. I don't know that nicest is the right way to describe it, but two of the nicest teams in the league right now.
Clean.
Yeah, you know. But also,
it's
like,
not
they're
the
not
lady
taking,
Bing, it's the lady Bang.
Yeah, and it's
That doesn't work really.
it's all kinds of penalties. Like the Wild aren't taking a ton of majors either, and Vegas isn't going to. They don't play that way, but there was a little bit of animosity, and it has to go back to the playoffs. But where I was going with the point on Anaheim and San Jose is, you felt like maybe they're taking a step, and then they had to play somebody like Eriksson Ek with the role to shut them down. 5-on-5, 0. Like Celebrini popped, and that's where you might be able to say, I think San Jose might be closer than Anaheim right now, even though Anaheim's further along in their build, because they have Celebrini.
Because he threaded the needle, right? It was overtime.
It was a power play goal,
and they were passes,
and then it was overtime. But 5-on-5, like when your team needs you to win a game and to be a difference maker, and I get it, it was game like 17 and game 19. It's not that big a deal. They were taken out of the game. They were not impactful. Jack Eichel too, though. Eriksson Ek did the same to him. But when those young guys start to play against serious coaching and serious hockey, I think they're less effective, right? And so they're close, but they're not quite there. And that's why if you're an experienced team, almost like a Vegas or a Minnesota, where you have the players that understand how to win or what's required to win, that you have the upper hand. So it's almost like, don't worry too much about Anaheim and San Jose right now. Like they're threatening, but when the game tightens up, I think Minnesota gets better, and that's what they've proved over the last 8 games too. Amazing that in the last 4 games they've scored 2 or less. Well, they ended up getting 3 in the Vegas game, but 2 or less and take points. 3 wins outright and 1 overtime loss.
And further
scoring
proof,
8 goals in 4 games. 9 goals in 4 games.
I mean, Eriksson Ek, MVP type player, if you really take to heart, most valuable player. All of the things he does, face-offs, D-zone. And I actually see Boldy carving out an identity that's similar, right? This guy is on the penalty kill. He makes all these little plays defensively. It kind of started in the Four Nations. He got a lot of attention for that. So did Eichel. But, these are guys that can play in every situation, whether it's trying to get an empty net goal at the end of the game or shutting down Macklin Celebrini. Really important pieces to this hockey team, Ek and Boldy. I think not just for his scoring, but for all the little things that he does defensively as well, which I think is a new element of his game, to be honest.
How about the Anaheim game where I think there was 6 minor penalties on high sticks?
I know.
Poor Yurov. Spurgeon, I think, took a beating too.
Yeah, Yurov took a zipper. Spurgeon had a mark on his head when he was handing out the hat afterwards. But, yeah, a lot of stick work. And that power play wasn't really going till the end there with the 20 seconds. Well, you're saying it wasn't 9.7 seconds, because I thought that was quite nice that it was
97.
I felt like the universe was on our side.
I think they ended up switching it.
We don't need to switch that. If you're the timekeeper for the Wild, you just swallow the chew spit, just bury that for the rest of your life. Keep it at 9.7, don't you?
I mean, I tend to agree with you. Yeah,
God, it was not quite 9.7 seconds. I'm going with it. It was 9.7. It was 97 on 9.7.
I'll look right now.
Man, you can see that pass coming too. I was just watching it at home, and he's camped out. Zuki's doing Zuki things. And when you see that thing come through, he didn't even really get it. He got it on his front foot, and it still went 5-hole. That's the game you need 97 to win.
You know what? If we can pull that video, there's a fear factor, I think, for certain players. And I think Kaprizov, what I saw the other night is that Kaprizov has earned like a fear factor.
Like a Ovi,
yes.
Like this is not good that he's there.
Like that's the guy I'm worried about, and I've got to be perfect on this movement. And just that thought process is what makes the goaltender make a mistake. Like there's a fear factor.
Yep.
So watch that again. There's a great angle where you can see the goalie's like there, and he's sliding over,
And it still
but for
goes
no
between his
apparent
legs.
reason, he like toe picks and his skates is up. Like it looked like an unorthodox save attempt because I think he's like worried that it's Kaprizov and that Kaprizov could pick the upper corner. He could put it anywhere, could put it on his ear hole, like, so he like adjusts because of fear, and then boom, it's like right through his 5-hole. Watch that highlight and watch the goalie skates. And then just the daylight 5-hole because the goalie skate toe picks. There's a fear factor that Kaprizov has now, and goalies, defensemen are aware when he's out there, and he'll start to get like the extra space or the Sidney Crosby or the Alex Ovechkin kind of goals because you're like, what was that person thinking?
Would you remember when you were a little kid and someone would have a football or something and they'd be pretending to throw it at you all the time, just making you flinch, and it was almost more powerful not to throw the Nerf or the Itza or whatever it was? I think that's what happens when he's out there in his office. Because if you look, I actually looked at his Olympic goal when he won the Olympics. It's the same shot. It's the opposite side of Ovechkin, but he just sits there, and eventually you can get through the box. And once you get that puck to him, most of the time it's night time. Glass of cold milk, warm milk for the goalie, and
amazing how
good night
proficient
moon.
he is at scoring in those spots too.
Yeah, I think that is his office. Maybe it's interesting though because he spends a lot of time floating around the bumper. But then eventually he kind of works over to that side and just waits for it on a tee, toothbrush tee, if it's Zuki passing it too.
How about goaltending? So there's been some chatter that there's a goaltending controversy brewing. I don't think that's
No
it.
such thing.
I really don't think it's it. I actually think that Gus, maybe the Wild are learning this too. He might be better off in his mind in more of a tandem.
Having a little pressure.
Well, no, just maybe a little pressure, and maybe it's just managing his workload or the situation. But he seems to be better in tandem than with his own net, right? Whereas if you're a guy like that's wired differently, maybe like Hellebuck might struggle if he played fewer games.
I can't even get my head around the idea of a goaltending controversy. So you don't think the Minnesota Vikings would like to have a quarterback controversy right now where there's a couple people pushing? I think it's wonderful. I can't get enough of the fist pump. I don't know what it is. I need to get a looping GIF of the Wallstead fist pump. I think it's so joyful to see a goalie that has a little bit of I like winning. I wanted that because goalies you don't see emotion, not at the pro level.
Right.
You see it in youth hockey. You see a goalie skating to the wall, or
I love the energy.
I just think
the desire.
And we know he's got the fire in his belly. It seems like he had it when he was 14 years old.
Gus has it too. It looks different.
Yeah, and I think Gus is a very good guy. Like I think Gus would be the perfect guy to have a tandem with some competition or whatever Wallstead contributes. Like, I think he's just a positive, a couple Swedes. Like, I think it's going to be great. I think it's good for the hockey team. They asked Hines about it, and he was like, this is the best problem in the world, right? It's like, I got zero issue with this. If we have two goalies playing well, sign me up for that.
But do you think it's coincidence that the goaltending has turned around the same time that the top 4D playing together, and there's been like a commitment to team defense?
Absolutely. I mean, they're completely linked together.
Yeah, they're correlated. And the goalies are making like bigger and better saves too. It's like for whatever reason, when a team hangs their goalie out to dry and he's got to face 2-on-1s and breakaways and 3-on-2s and 3-on-1s, multiple times a period, wears them out.
And do you think like when they're in there and they're working that hard and they grab that water bottle off the back of their net, because they're just fatigued and they've been fighting for their team, what kind of...
This is uncharted territory.
What kind of water should
Stinger
they...
has never thrown the first pass.
Have in the...
He's more of a second pass kind of guy.
What should they have in that water bottle?
Tells you he's got nothing to say about the goaltenders out of this, so he wanted a quick pivot, but no, I
don't want to feel biased because I am so in love with the fist pump. It makes it seem like I'm not cheering for Gus. I am, but I am kind of like, I do want to watch the Volstead fist pump a lot.
Yeah.
Like on repeat, put different songs on it.
Well, it's good. I think the club needed it. They
makes
need the
me
energy.
happy.
They need the energy
makes me
of reverse osmosis water.
It's how
You're absolutely
it's
right.
the opposite of how the rest of my life feels.
I just think that, and well, maybe we'll get to this point again after, but the Wild choose your hard last year. It's the same this year. And it's harder to have to play a defensive style and win games 3-2 and help your goaltender out and not chase the leaderboard when it comes to individual stats and scoring. It's harder. And the Wild have, I think, come to grips with the fact that that's what they have to do to win, at least right now. And they've done it. They've helped their goalie out. That's gotten better. But back to your question about water.
I feel like you just had to erase that.
Parched.
You had to just erase. You had to give it to the other team, so I can't get an assist. And then you grabbed it back, and now you're going to shoot it in.
Well, I had a point I wanted to make.
Yeah, come on.
We had to finish the point.
Help a brother out here.
I
need an apple.
I think I at least wait when I send it your way till like you're looking at me with your stick in the air for a one-timer. Like you sent that one like while I'm skating up the ice up the back of my pants. You know, like it was like, how am I going to catch that pass?
All right, just do your thing.
All right. Well, this is from our friends at Aquarius Home Services, but holiday season for many means a lot of stress and a lot of things to worry about. Company coming over, getting the house in order, grocery shopping, cooking, all that stuff. The last thing you need is more stuff to worry about, like the equipment in your home. My advice, keep Aquarius Home Services on speed dial. Plumbing issues like water heater that stopped heating, call Aquarius. Lighting switch that seems to do, well, nothing, call Aquarius. Faulty furnace that forgot it's now needs to kick out the heat, the warm, call Aquarius. Aquarius is the company I trust to take care of my home. Plus, Aquarius provides $98 off any repair and are just a click away at AquariusHomeservices.com. Enjoy the worry-free home you deserve this holiday season and contact Aquarius Home Services. What do you think?
I thought that was great. You know, and it's getting to be. I wouldn't call Aquarius to invite people over for Thanksgiving. I would call my close family members and friends. But if I was doing that, family, food, and celebrations, it's all happening at Cub. From fresh produce to quality meats and festive treats. I don't know exactly what a festive treat is, but I want to know more. And all your holiday essentials, Cub has you covered. Hosting a party to watch the Wild? Grab game day snacks and drinks so you're ready when the puck drops. Plus, with convenient pickup and delivery options, you can spend less time shopping and more time cheering for the Wild. Shop Cub. This is their tagline. I like it. Shop happy. Boom.
Boom. So, Huss, I think now would be a good time for some trivia. You got trivia for this week?
All right, trivia time.
All right, hit us with it. We're ready.
Here we
What's
go.
the score? Hold on. What's the score?
5-2.
You got a board right behind you.
Oh, there it is. Just checking.
It's 5-2.
All right.
It's not going to get any better either.
It's getting good.
All right, question number 1. This player's son currently plays collegiate hockey.
That's a kinger question.
Yeah, that helps.
This player is currently working as a coach for the Tampa Bay Juniors Hockey Club.
Tampa Bay.
I don't know.
He was an expansion draft player for the Wild.
We're in the old days, like 2000.
Yeah. This one's tough. At least good questions.
He was an all-star for the Wild 2004.
Okay.
Man, I'll jump in here. Philippe Kuba. Yes!
Oh, my God.
Did he finish playing in Tampa? I think he did.
Is it Philippe?
I think.
Okay.
What do you think it is? Philip?
Philip?
I think it's Philippe.
Okay.
We'll look at the pronunciation. But are you saying that? Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Kubo, that guy was sneaky, right? Like, what year was he the All-Star?
2004.
2004. I remember, like,
I would have never got that.
really?
No, I didn't know he was an all-star.
Where does his son play?
Roger Williams University,
Yeah, you had me. I had no idea.
Ivy League.
Smart kid. And he's also smart. Stayed in Tampa instead of moving back here. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I hope the listeners get a lot out of that because I think this is if this would be like if you did trivia and it was advertising executives that worked at Fallon in Minneapolis and you just asked me, you played on the Wild. I mean, you're an analyst. I just got no chance. I need to cheat. I'm going to find another way to cheat.
You could argue, though, that
I'm going to find another way to cheat.
You've watched more Wild hockey than I have. You could make that argument.
Most of it.
Because there was like 15 years where I wasn't watching it at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty deeply attached to the current regime of Wild players.
So that's when you became a fan. This could cut.
I would say
so you're a new fan.
I would say 97 changed everything for me.
But you weren't a fan before that?
I was, but it was different.
It was different. Like
I spent a lot of time coming down to the X and watching Patrick Sharp score and going home and trying to explain it to my son. I think having an NHL store guy show up a few years back, I really like this group we have. Billy has brought a whole different personality to the team. So, yeah, I'm definitely a little bit New Testament on the Wild. Besides like Clutterbuck and I think all the players, Clutterbuck, Burns, Bugard, I got a few. I would be on the characters side more than the character side in my Wild history.
I think what's actually occurring is that you've been invested in Wild hockey from the very onset.
Yes.
But there's been so much pain that you've blocked it out. So
Yes,
we'll have to have sessions on the leather sofa to get this out of you because you've been able to just block out these memories. And
Yeah,
these
I got a
players
lot
and
of
these
stuff in
people.
there.
Like, Kuba, you knew that answer.
Yep.
You just didn't want to have to unpack all of the pain and the memories.
That's true.
To get to that.
I have periods in my life where I believed Mikhail Granlund was better than Nathan McKinnon. I got all kinds of stuff in there. I mean, if we really, if we really want to go into that, like I would start ugly crying. It would all be happening. The 4th of July, Suter and Parisi, like it's all in there. It's in there.
I know that you know the answers and you will beat me to them. You just don't want to have to endure the pain.
Yeah, I got a lot of
process.
It's triggering for sure.
But in the short term, it is 6-2 now.
It sure is. And one of them was just a complete, just bush league, saying the other guy's name on the other team till he passed it to me. But, that's how we got to win. I'm already out of it, I think. I don't think I can come back.
What, 4? That's only 4. Ugh. Maybe we'll have I
got to get closer by Thanksgiving.
Where it's worth 2.
I got to get closer by Thanksgiving.
Yeah, if you're too far back by Thanksgiving, it's out. Hey, so power play started off the year great. And
moving guys around. We've seen Spurgeon, we've seen Zeev, we've seen Faber.
Yeah.
Still seem to be looking for the pivot, right?
It is also interesting because I'm curious what they're looking for from the top guy. Only because
I would hate to be the D-man on that power play.
Only because the D-man is basically just there to be a relay between Zuccarello, Kaprizov, and anybody else down low that might want the puck, right?
That's a no-win solution, right?
What if they shoot it? What if they're like Chris Pronger?
Just start firing it every time.
What if Brent Burns is running that power play and he shot it every single time?
I don't think that's part of the job description. I think keep it moving. And by that, I think Zeev is your guy because he's got so much wiggle and he can move around so many places that it can really get in the blender.
I think it's
Faber has that too, but I think Zeev. I mean, if you're talking peak guys playing their best on the power play, I think you'd want Zeev on there.
I think when you look at the power play too, you want to, and maybe you do want the option to attack from different spots, but for me, it's Zuccarello. That's the guy the
guy that makes the pass before the goal.
Yes,
whether it's Boldy or Kirill or anybody. Eck on the back door.
The play that finishes comes through Zuccarello.
Yes.
So if you change that guy to the D, things change. But the point is, things run through Zuccarello. You could almost, if Zuki wasn't so good in that spot, you'd almost put him up at the top, right?
Yeah.
And say, hey, you run it from here. I don't think you want to take the seam pass to Kaprizov away from him or off his tape or whatever. But the point is, like, it's Zuki's power play. And
I like a forward run power play too. Like when we had Klingberg and we were trying to walk the line, I hated it so much. Just watching that, it's like everyone's waiting for one guy. I would much rather see the blender with 4 and the D-man's kind of trying to figure it out. It just feels better.
And maybe what if the coaching staff is playing checkers when we're playing chess, and they basically know that the D up top matters, but the plays that are going to be made are made on the flanks.
So they just keep switching them all the time?
Just this guy needs a point for confidence, this guy needs a point for confidence, and they just keep switching it out.
Or it's a bone to the forwards. Hey, we heard you. We're putting Spurge back on. And then like 2 power plays later, we're going with the kid.
What I liked about the power play against Vegas in overtime 4-on-3 was the urgency. And
They had 30 seconds, right?
And and there was real urgency there, but you could also see it in their play. I almost think that could be the video that is shown to the power play right now. Like, if you want to get back to your beginning of the season dominance, play with this type of urgency all of the time. And it looked different. It felt different, and the puck ended up in the back of the net. And we'll see. I think the power play is going to have to factor in against a Carolina team. I really do. And they're going to end up hitting the road here on a long one through Western Canada, and things start to get tougher because there's been a huge amount of home games the last, month probably? Like, there's been 11 home games.
I do want the other teams to catch up with us. I'm tired of looking at the standings and seeing all these teams that have played 18 games and we've played 20. You know, it's like you can't get a clean read on it, but I'm hoping that levels out pretty soon and we can kind of get a real sense of where we're at in the standings.
Okay, a couple more things that we have to talk about that are huge talkers. 9 in a row scoring first.
Awesome.
That's unbelievable.
It's the best.
Longest in franchise history.
Huge.
Playing with a lead seems to be like what this team needs right now.
Probably the most important stat of all stats.
But in the past,
I would argue, if I could have one thing happen
one
in a
stat
hockey
that's
game,
important and not talked about enough.
Scoring first in hockey, because it's a momentum sport, it's a confidence sport, everything changes.
So
you talked about it on the broadcast. Everything changes. Everybody plays different. Yeah, if you could make one thing happen each game and you could just say, the only thing I want, everything else can be even, but I want to score first every game, I think your record is 20 wins more.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Your chances of winning this season are over 70% slightly.
That's insane.
If you score first.
That's absolutely insane.
Over 70%. And that's the lowest it's been in 23 years. It's usually above that.
And if you were to look at basketball, football, baseball, I bet it's not even close to that.
Right. Football, maybe. That'd be interesting.
I don't know, though, man. You get a field goal on the first drive. Hockey, it is a magical thing if you can score first.
Yeah.
Especially a team that's good at defense, good goaltending. Awesome.
But that's the thing is, I think it's set them up to play the game that they have to play
wild hockey.
Like by scoring first, because they haven't been scoring often, but they've been scoring first. It sets them up for the style of game that Hines has been preaching they need to play. And now with it, they see the result and they're getting buy-in. So now, across the board, they're like, this is how we have to play. And I don't know if I can relate with them, but I can understand why. It is so much more fun to score 4 or 5 a game.
You're on your front foot, though, when you get that first goal. It's so you're playing with house money.
Yeah.
In the house, Grand Casino Arena.
Yeah. And hopefully they can keep that up. Obviously, that streak's not going to last forever, but that's been important and maybe understated how important that is. I think the last one I want to talk about, too, the importance of certain guys and their game. So Spurgeon, I think he was minus or even the first 12 games. Last 6 games, he's been plus or even. So he's and plus in 4 of those games. You start to get him feeling good. That pair is feeling good. You see them now make plays and be confident, and the penalty kill looks aggressive, and they know what they're doing despite the fact they just gave 2 up in the Vegas game. It looked better. I think they're more suited to handle a bad game and just move on from it. Pressure is not mounting. And then the last bouquet I need to throw was Marcus Foligno. He was as high as second line, had been playing third line. I still think he is the third line right now, but I think listed as fourth line. who knows? That doesn't matter. What matters is that he looks like Marcus Foligno, that all of a sudden his hands look good. And I love that the team, I think it was Volstead, gave him the hat. That's this year's version of the hard chain.
Yeah, the maroon leather hat.
They gave him that. He had 0 shots on goal in the game, right? But they recognize that he is as impactful to the game as somebody that scored and had 7 shots on goal.
I think he changed the narrative.
Yeah.
Right, because the narrative for a while was, he hasn't been on the ice when we've even scored a goal. He didn't have a point for a while. Now he's just trying to truck people.
And he did. He had 7 hits.
It's awesome.
7 hits, 2 block shots.
And you are right. His hands are looking better. He's coming out of the corner with the puck on puck battles.
They're attacking the net.
He is killing people.
Yes.
And it's fun to watch, man. I'd pay to see that.
So as a guy that had to hit, it's hard to decleat somebody.
He does it every game.
Somehow, everybody he hits goes ass over tea kettle, like hurdle in the middle of the ice. I think he had
And that guy, those guys are getting up slow, by the way.
And he takes their skates away. Like, you can finish a hit hard, and they're going to hit the wall and stay on their feet. When he hits them, they lose their feet. Like they're on the ice.
They're expiring.
Yeah.
The one guy.
They get up with this.
Who was the D man that just kept getting hit by him?
Korzak or Shea Theodore.
It was Korzak. Korzak looked like
he laid on.
He wasn't
laid on the
like he wasn't ready for the NHL.
Yeah.
Like he was just if he even got bumped by Moose, he was like tumbling through the air.
He laid on.
Yeah, he wouldn't go get it. Yeah, I saw that in the broadcast. But the hurdle one, he just collect. It was like a skier that did a yard sale on a black diamond. He was just like looking for his gear at center ice, and he did this. He did the beer league stand up where he got on the one knee and leaned on his stick to get back up. I mean, he gets guys. I love it, man.
Hey, quick look around the league right now. Yeah, you had the Hughes injury.
Bizarre.
Yeah. Was that the rookie dinner?
Yes, Chicago cut, ironically. And hurt his hand apparently on glass. I don't even know. I'm not sure what happened, but it's a real bummer from a USA Hockey standpoint. He's out for 8 weeks. He was really playing good hockey, trying to make the Olympic team. Was on the Four Nations, didn't perform great. But yeah, that's a setback for sure for New Jersey.
Well, you have to think that there was some consumption of adult beverages. Don't know how anything played out. Could have been entirely an accident. Could have happened first moment they got there, right? But
they're really trying to change the narrative so that it wasn't that. But the fact that it's hockey, there's never any information. Like, no one is talking about what happened, and I like that. Though. So you're trying to figure out: did he stand up and he put his hand on a glass and it shattered? Did he fall and land on a glass? Like, I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. He had surgery and he's out for 8 weeks.
What I'm afraid of is like an overreaction there, and then teams are like, no, you can't go out and have rookie dinners now, or you've got to you got to cool it. I like that hockey kind of seals that up. Hides it a little bit.
Oh,
I don't know that hides it's the right word.
It's sealed.
Yeah, and here's why. Like, what else could you maybe give credit to for the Wild's turnaround? The Halloween party. Like,
yep.
They had a game. They hang out together. They have a good time. They've got their costumes on. Like, you do need to have that element, and
you need joy.
Yeah, you need to have the joy. And sometimes hanging out and having an extra beer or two or a glass of wine or whatever it might be will help you get there, and you create stories. And that one, unfortunately, is a negative one, but I'd just be afraid of an overreaction in situations like that. Like, you hear of soccer injuries and the soccer game is done. There are certain things where certain guys get hurt because he's of that caliber. When an injury happens, people will overreact and say, we'll just eliminate the problem. The problem was the game, or was the dinner, or was the situation, right?
Yeah, there's nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here.
And I guarantee the restaurant, there were people calling the restaurant. Like, people wanted the story because he's had a history of injuries. And it was just like full lockdown. I mean, just you're not getting any information.
Last one, and it's becoming a talker, has been 3-on-3 overtime when it was first implemented was awesome. it was almost a lightning rod for hockey. It was 2-on-1, fast up and down the ice. Nice pass, one-timer, goalie save, other end. It was awesome.
And now you win the face-off and you shoot in the last 30 seconds.
Yes, right. Is it a problem? Like, is there something that, like, as you're watching in overtime, like, are you excited or are you like, oh boy?
I am so fixated on the opening face-off. And if we lose it, I'm like, damn it.
But also it matters, but it doesn't.
Well, you had Spurgeon
off of it.
Spurgeon knocked that guy off the puck in our own end, and so you got it back. But the whole game of hockey, as it's gotten so skilled, it's turned into shoot when you have 100% chance of scoring. Instead of just shoot and maybe there's a rebound and something happens, it's like, no, I'm going to wait. And this might be hard for you fans to watch, but when I pull the trigger, it's going in the net because it's going to be, we're doing all of these different moves. We're moving people in and out. And when we finally strike, it's going to be in the back of the net. But it is hard to watch because in the beginning it was
boring. That's why fans are leaving in overtime. To the comment you made earlier, like the San Jose game, some of it is just because, like, I'm going to see 2 possessions, and maybe a shot. Like, it used to keep butts in seats.
Yeah. Well, because the mice are getting smarter, right? Yeah, everything.
I don't think so.
You don't think they're just figuring out, like, hey, possess the puck. There's no reason to give the puck away unless it's going into the back of their net. I think that's the philosophy now.
That is the philosophy now, but I also think checking, they're embracing the wrong philosophy. How many players do you have out there? 3.
Yep.
One-on-one. There's 3 one-on-ones out there.
You can take the puck from the other guy, you're saying?
You can try harder to defend the guy that you're covering. Like, they sit back so far and they just let him coast. And when you got a guy that skates it out, for example, you have a guy that skates it out of the zone and you have the other dudes forward pinned in the offensive zone, go at him as hard as you possibly can. And he might retreat all the way to his end. But eventually,
he can't pass it to him anyway.
No, but eventually then your D that's on the other guy in your own zone stays on his guy. He's going to have to make a bad pass at some point or turn it over. And there are some guys that you absolutely have to respect that can turn out of a play and beat you. That is McDavid, that's McKinnon. But not everybody is like that. But everybody gets the space. And the 3-on-3 overtime, like, I bet if you just tracked the average skating speed, it's half of what it is during 5-on-5 play during the regular the 60 minutes. They just I think they could be more aggressive defensively. Like,
part of that's pressure. The guys that are on the ice, though, right?
But you can pressure. You can pressure and be like, I'm going to pressure this guy. Like, as long as I don't let him beat me and get inside position, I'm going to be okay. And he still has to make an unbelievable play through 2 of my teammates to his guys.
I'd like to.
I just think there can be more pressure defensively.
Well, if you can make
that would
happen,
excite it.
I'd love it because now it's sort of like if they don't win the first face-off, I might be reloading my drink.
Just pay attention when you're watching now how many opportunities there are to just be aggressive defensively. Like, and there is going to be skaters out there that can't beat you, or that. Like,
or they're in the zone already, and the guy just circled back and regrouped, and you can't pass to that guy anyway.
Right.
So you might as well get involved.
Right.
Yeah, no, I never thought about it that way. I
think they can defend harder. They just have conceded and say, we'll let you play with the puck. Like, I think you can play harder.
I like that.
There's opportunities.
Play harder. Ryan Carter. Carts, what do you call it? Carts
calls.
Carts calls. Play harder.
OT.
That would be great. Just, even though it's like you give that in the first period, like, just in case, if this game does go.
Well, what's interesting is the argument over time was that the guys that play OT are your high-end guys that already play. So Eriksson Ek, his minutes go from 22 to 25 because he's playing 3 minutes of OT. It's not your fourth-line guys playing OT.
Yep.
So now it's just taxing on their bodies, right? And you're taking minutes and off of your studs. So let's just go straight to the shootout. But I actually don't think that that's the case now because they're not, like, those aren't, like, stressful minutes for them.
God, it's so funny because the shootout was so cool. And then that became kind of boring. And then 3-on-3. And then they kind of figure it out. And, yeah, you're right. Now we got the NFL kickoff is weird, right?
Maybe they get to a spot where it's like college football. How they just do like 4-on-3 in zone for a minute each team. Whoever.
I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, well, should we get to the one-man breakout?
Yes. JoJo on a heater. Here he is. All right, we got a great guest today. As always, our guests are sponsored by Buchanan, the official soap of the Minnesota Wild. I don't know if you knew that, JoJo.
I did not, no.
They are the official soap of the Minnesota Wild. You can get them at Target. Soaps, colognes, body washes, hair stuff. Make your hair a weapon. Earn your clean with Buchanan. So we got the comma himself here, the 1,000 gamer, Marcus Johansson, the one-man breakout, the first rounder, the Swede. Welcome to the podcast, JoJo.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
That was pretty good.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the comma. I thought that was nice.
I don't know what that means.
You got the comma 1
In terms of games played.
0 0 0. You got a comma.
Oh, okay.
You're maybe the only comma on the team. Yeah.
I think so. Now
All right. There's a lot of them hanging around 900, but pretty good. How was that night, by the way? I was watching you, and I was wondering if you're able to take it all in and it was a great night, or is it weird when you have to then go play the hockey game after?
You're talking the ceremony night?
Yeah. I just wondered if that's like stressful for you, or like do you play better? Like, what is it like with all that drama and pageantry? Your daughters are doing the lineup card and all that.
Yeah. I mean, they did the lineup.
That was the night before.
The night before. It's a little nerve-wracking. You know, my kids are on the ice and all that, but I think the actual game, the 1,000 game was more nerve-wracking because, I mean, it's kind of been, it's coming up, you're trying not to think about it, and then it's there, right? And you want to soak it in, but also you're focusing on the game. It's kind of weird, but it was a lot of fun, and it was fun to share with my kids and my parents and all that. So I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, so that's probably the best part because you've got the family from Sweden, but everybody flew in town for it. And then were they able to stick around for the quick turnaround and the ceremony too?
Yeah, they were, which is kind of the whole thing coming up to it. I've told my wife and everyone I don't want to be part of the planning anything. I don't want to jinx it. You guys do that stuff.
Yeah, there's that.
Also, they decided to come over, and I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe I get hurt, whatever, and then you come here for nothing, and so it was kind of one of those things. But they wanted to come, and I'm happy they did.
I got to give credit to 1,000 games because it actually is amazing. Like when you think about it. So if you play 82 for 10 straight years, that's 820.
Which never really happens.
No, so you'd have to play 13 straight years, right? And you have to be healthy. You got a good start. You were young, but you have to play young. You have to be healthy. Like
you have to be good.
Yeah, you have to be good. There's that.
Just to stay
for a long ass time. So it's impressive. And have you had a chance to like sit down and like think about that? Because I feel like when you're playing, you're just kind of like it's another game. You get to 1,000, you're like, this is cool, but it's just another game kind of thing. But like what it's taken to get you there.
It was kind of hard to take it in, honestly, and I've thought about it a little bit after. Now we had a few days off, kind of think about it and soak it in, and it is cool. I think the game and the game after, you don't really appreciate it as much, I think, until you actually start thinking about it. And I think to me, the one thing that stands out is there's only been 20 Swedes before that's done it, and that list is pretty cool with the names on it. So yeah, it's special, but I think, like I said, the 2 days after having a couple of days off and hanging out with family and all that, that's when you kind of realize, oh shit, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it is amazing. And your career, you get drafted first round, and then did you play the next year right away?
No, I stayed home in Sweden 1 year.
1 year,
Yeah.
so 18, then you start 19.
Yeah.
And your birthday's like October or something.
Yeah,
so you were
on
like,
my birthday, I found
so
out
like a
that
young
I made the team
19-year-old?
in Wash, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's a long time ago now.
But yeah, a long time ago, but still you're young. What are you now, 35 still?
Yeah, 35,
Yeah, like
yeah.
in 1,000 games, like I don't know, it's just impressive.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I want to stay on the Swedish thing. So we've had the Swedish Mafia here in the Wild camp. I think there's 5 Swedes now, if I got my numbers right. But now we're loading up the Russians. There's 4 Russians. Zuccarello claims to have citizenship potentially in both groups. I'm not sure how all this works. What is the current status between the Swedish Mafia, the Russian Mafia? Where does Zuki sit as the Switzerland, I guess, or Norway of it all? How is this all playing out on the plane with the gambling? Like what?
Yeah, we got to get into that.
Where are we at?
Well, we got a Swedish table playing cards, gambling. we stick together there. Suki's with Kirill and Hartsey, and they got a little more international table.
Okay.
But I would put Suki in Sweden. He feels Swedish. He speaks Swedish. He lived in Sweden for a while, and
that puts you to
He's
6.
Scandinavian.
yeah. So I think we'll claim him.
I'm glad we sorted that out.
Yeah.
So that takes you to 6. You're they're in the rearview mirror.
I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, they've got
that
majority.
When I came back here that year, and we had Nyquist and Sundqvist, and there were so many of us for a while. It was like this.
We need a bigger table.
Yeah, exactly.
Klingberg slipped in there.
yeah.
Let's talk about the card table since John brought it up. What's the go-to game?
We always play 7 up, 7 down.
Okay, and that's a game where you get 7 cards, and you gotta count the number of tricks that you're gonna get.
Yeah, so now we're 5 of us playing, so we do 10 cards. But the game is still called 7 up, 7 down. But we do 10 cards. And yeah, it's hard, especially with 2 goalies at the table. It's weird. But
What's the goalie angle on cards?
when Gus starts thinking and trying to make smart plays, it doesn't turn out well.
So who's easy money, Gus, or like who wins the most, who loses the most?
Normally, I win the most, but this year it's been more because we've always been 4, and adding another guy, it mixes things up. So it's been a little more spread out this year so far.
Can I do one follow-up Swede question? So Erikssonek, Karts and I have had this. We've been doing the podcast for years. We've had this. We've always wondered when Ecker will finally break and just drop the gloves and just his wires will cross. You know, Foligno famously says he's got a punchable face, right? Every game he's getting face washed. Everybody is on this guy all the time. Do you think over/under? Does he ever just go, you know what? Now's the time. I'm gonna pick up 5 minutes, or is it just Eck forever the way it is now?
Like he's
I-
asking,
you know him
will he
well.
ever fight?
Yeah.
He's asking, will he ever
Will he
fight?
ever fight? Slippery slope.
I think he won't. But like the way he plays, he won't because of that. I think it's more if something happens to the wrong guy, he wouldn't be afraid to do it.
Oh, to defend someone else.
Defend someone, but to himself, I don't think he needs to. That's what he does. That's what gets him going. He's emotional and so competitive, and that's what he brings to the table. So I don't think that would make him fight, but
For someone
wrong
else.
player hits the wrong guy, and then he's out there, or he wouldn't be afraid to do it.
I like that. Yeah, because if he starts adding that in around the goal mouth, he'd be doing it every night.
Right. Yeah.
So it has to be to defend the honor of someone else. I like the good answer.
Yeah.
Strong start.
It's interesting. Is there any intimidation that you were 19, so you were young too when you came over, like to play in the NHL, and you can fight, and maybe like you don't know, like can you say no? What does that look like? Like, is that scary at all for?
I don't know how many knows the story of my second NHL game. My first home game, my parents came over to watch, and I got jumped by Pierre-Luc Leblond on the Devils.
Tough guy too.
Big guy. But it was kind of like we were winning like 6-2, and then there was a fight and another fight and another fight, and then there was like no guys left, and we went out, O-zone face off, and I line up next to this guy, and he goes, "You want to go?" And I went, "No." And he looked at me and he says, "We're going." And we won the face off like out of the zone, like to our own end. I was like, "Oh, thank God." So I skated the other way. And then all of a sudden I see a glove come flying, and he just grabs me by the neck, and big pile. And I got out of there. I was at the bottom of the pile for a bit, but
So second game.
and that was kind of like, I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? And
Welcome to the NHL.
yeah, that was my wake up or welcome night, I guess.
But then you get comfortable and you learn, like there's guys that'll step up for you on your bench, and
Yeah, for sure. And it's like you said, you learn and you get accustomed to it, and you also kind of learn the other players as well. But my first year, I didn't really know. I mean, you know all the stars and all the really good players, but you don't know everyone in the league and what they do. But yeah, don't think that would have ended well for me if I 19 years old and fight that guy.
I've got to ask you too, because I haven't taken a vote, but I probably would venture a guess that you'd be voted the most stylish on the Minnesota Wild right now. And it's also my understanding that you have a shoe company right now.
Yes.
Are you wearing the shoes now?
Yes, I
Are
am.
these them? Throw these up
Yeah.
on the table for us. And is everybody getting a pair of these?
Yes, the whole team. We're doing a little bit different green color, but yeah.
I like that. What's on the back there? What's the animal? Is that a?
It's a goat. The company's called Goat Lane.
Oh yeah.
So say that into the mic. What is it?
Goat Lane.
And it's a
Yeah.
Swedish brand?
Yeah, it is.
Take a
It's
look at that.
actually golf shoes, but they're kind of
yeah.
made to be able to use them normally and go straight to the golf course. And
I like this. So at any point in your life, it's 66 degrees today. You could just decide to play golf.
yeah, just
like
go straight from here to the golf course.
That's cool. You see that?
Yeah,
Probably-
They're sweet. No, I like them.
That's
like
good.
I've got
I like 'em
I've
a lot.
got similar shoes on, like
Yeah.
Jordans, low Jordan. So
Yeah.
for the listeners, they're great shoes. It's like a walking golf shoe that is also doubles as like a just a style shoe.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of it. We make some other stuff too, like hats and stuff, but the shoes is the main thing, and I love them.
How did you get into this? Do you have a designer friend, or like how did this happen?
No, so I'm not designing them. I'm not doing that. The company was started, and then they were doing getting some more money in, and I was asked if I wanted to join, and I love golf. I
Have
love
style.
the shoes, so just a fun thing to be part of and see a little bit about how that business works, and yeah,
Yeah, pretty cool. So can people in the United States buy them?
yeah,
So just online at
yeah. Goatlane.com.
goatlane.com.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right. Hey, help them out, Wild on 7th listeners. If you like
please
to,
do.
Yeah.
you like to swing the wrenches, and you're a stick on the team. Where do you rank with the stories I always hear about you? Is you might not have golfed in 2 months, and then you just pop out there and shoot a great score. Are you in the world of Matt Boldy and Dean Evison
I think
prior?
he's better.
Are you
He's not
the
gonna say, but
top?
he's
Are you
better.
top of the leaderboard? Or
He is.
you're better than Boldy at golf.
I've beaten him the last few times,
Okay.
but it's always good matches. I think our handicap is like the exact same. So
Okay.
he is a little more consistent than me, I think. He plays a lot of golf. So we'll see in the next few years, maybe when hockey's over, play a little more golf. And
The Joe Pavelski route, you see, like he goes and plays in all these events. Now he
I know,
wins
it's
them and
pretty
stuff
cool.
too. Yeah.
I would love to. That would be cool.
Yeah.
You have a hole in one?
Yes, I do.
One or
One.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where?
My home course in Sweden, where I grew up, I went back many years ago and was going to play it like one last time, and I made a hole in one. It was pretty cool. It's a sick hole. It's right out towards the ocean, and you see Denmark in the background, and it's a cool thing.
That's great. Who after Boldy is it Hartman? Who are the
Hartman
other?
is really good, yeah. And then there's a bunch of guys right after that, but I think
That's the podium
Yeah.
right there. All right, good.
Who's on the podium? So it's
He's
Joe.
got JoJo, Boldy, Hartman. I think top
Yeah.
3.
But on any given day, any one of us could beat each other, I think. So it's, yeah.
I heard Faber's taking it real serious and getting more into it. I don't know. We'll have to see. Keep an eye on him too.
Yeah.
If he starts wearing like those yellow glasses, then you'll know he's real serious. You know what I'm talking about? You know how golf came out with those? I don't know if it helps you read a green or
I
something.
haven't seen. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like a yellow tinted
Yeah.
glass kind
That
of.
would be great.
Yeah.
He ties that in. Should we do rapid fire with him and get him loose? You wanna-
he
you
seems
wanna-
pretty loose, but let's let her rip.
Let's do a few. Okay, so quick answers. We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
If you don't have a quick answer, just say pass.
Okay.
We know this one, but nickname.
JoJo.
Who do you text the most? Not your wife.
Eki.
What do you listen to in the car?
Podcasts.
You have a favorite podcast? Wow, that's
Mostly about golf, honestly.
Did you hear him whisper Wild on 7th?
I
heard
did.
that. Did you hear that?
I did. him and Kirill love it.
Yeah, they love it. Do you have a favorite social follow, like somebody on social media follow or something?
No.
It's your birthday locally. This might have even tied into 1,000 Games. Where would you go to eat around here that you love, like a special restaurant?
Billy Sushi.
This one I strike out with a lot, and he was playing the NHL at 19. But have you ever had like a first, like a real job? Did you ever?
No.
No. No real jobs ever.
No.
You've only made money playing hockey?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I love that.
for you.
Green light, any NHL city, big win, get to go out on the town.
Vegas.
Stockholm.
Vegas, yeah, popular.
Did you hear him? He said Stockholm.
He did.
First concert.
Oh, Swedish guy called Lars Winnerbäck. I don't think you.
I don't.
No.
Unless it's Avicii, I don't know.
Yeah.
Go-to drink at the bar.
Amaretto sour.
Nice.
That is fancy. Told you, he's got style.
Yeah, no,
He's got style.
he's got a little James Bond to him.
You have any weird food combos? You know,
No, I mean we do have like the Swedish thing. Sometimes you put ketchup on your pasta. People over here think that's weird.
that's weird. It
Yeah.
is.
I think that's because it's weird.
Yeah.
Hidden talent?
Video games, maybe.
Okay.
I think I'm out of mine. Or, nah, I'm out of them.
Last thing you binged watched? Like a movie, show?
We just Yellowstone.
Nice. And who plays you in the movie? We got a biopic called JoJo. Who's your actor?
I don't know. I'm not good with. I don't know. Good with names. I don't know. I don't
All
know.
right, we'll just have Carter. We'll just have Carter do it.
Yeah.
And I can't act. Global Series is going on, I think, in Sweden this week, right?
Yeah.
And I'm curious because Sweden has their league. What is it? The
SHL.
SHL, and hockey's obviously big there. Are they becoming bigger NHL fans? You know, and I've asked this before, so this is a two-part question. Like, for a Swedish-born player, is it more important to win like a Stanley Cup or like a Olympic gold or a World Championship gold kind of thing? Like, is North American hockey as important to them?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, for us here doing this all the time, like to me, Stanley Cup is the number one. Like you want to, that's what you work for every day. That's what I think the Olympics and that's like a bonus, I feel like. And the Stanley Cup is what we work every day for. So I think that's number one. And I think hockey is NHL. It's so much more accessible now with all like social media. All like you can have any TV channel in the world and you can watch it and watch highlights. And when I grew up, there was not much like you could see it on TV and on the news and maybe see something from Peter Forsberg or whatnot. But so I think it gets bigger and it's more. I think more kids dream about the NHL now than maybe when we were growing up.
Sure. Who was your favorite player growing up?
Peter Forsberg.
Oh, he was awesome. The dead arm and where you would do the little breakaway move. I just love that.
He was good.
I want to ask you, when you bring the puck up, I love the one-man breakout. You know, the teams have gone to this, I don't think you guys call it the ladder play, but the drop pass, right? And it seems like certain guys, yourself, 97 Zeev, they can kind of just wiggle through. Maybe Boldy. How do you think through that when you're even on a power play, high pressure? Like is that all instinctive? You just go? It's the opposite of a plan?
I think it is, yeah, because you get the puck and you look up and you got to find a way to get in. And I think what I've always tried, or most of the time try to do, is you have to pick someone to go at. Because if you can't just try and skate away from everyone, because they'll push you out of and push you into push you out of the zone. So you have to pick someone to kind of go at and then make the other guys react to that. But I don't know. I've just always, I think my whole career, been the guy they drop the puck to, and then.
Well, I mean, 1,000 games and you're still rolling
Good at
off
it.
the ice. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Must be doing
so
something
you
right.
literally are skating right at a guy.
Make him make a choice.
Him make the move instead of letting him do the stack at the blue line and
Yeah.
run you into the wall. That's awesome. I
If it-
never thought about that.
People are such good skaters. If you try and just skate kind of around,
they wanna
them,
angle
they
you.
will angle you out, and then the next guy comes over, and then it gets tight. But
you
if
pick
you
the guy that's
go-
flat-footed.
If you go right at someone, yeah, and then they can't really,
And that's the whole purpose of that drop pass, is to get everybody as flat-footed as you
Yeah.
can.
yeah,
So you pick the guy maybe that
you
you
try
think.
and pick some speed up, and then you pick someone to pick on.
I just think you lose so much time with the drop pass.
That's
Like,
basically.
it's like you're taking 15 seconds anyway. If Zeev or JoJo can just get up.
But I think it like the probabilities that you get set up in the zone are so much higher. So then your other option is go in and rim it real quick and then they ice it and you're
then
like
you got to scramble too to
waste
get
more
set
time.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that'd be an interesting conversation to have for sure. So I think skating's your calling card probably a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
And like you always grow up skating. You have a skating coach. It just come natural to you.
I mean, we did. I went a bunch of hockey camps. There was always skating lessons and all that. But when I was young, I was really slow. But mostly, I think because I wasn't very strong and I was a little bigger and whatnot. But I give a lot of that credit to my dad. He always was on me about working on quick feet and working on to get faster and push me in that direction. And I think I always had good skating technique, so it kind of came with getting bigger and stronger and that. So I think skating, I mean, I think I've been good at it most of my life, but I took a while before I started getting a little faster.
Yeah, and like any of your equipment, like you're peculiar about, like sticks or anything like that?
I change sticks a lot, but sometimes when I find one, I try to stick with that. But and then I like fresh skates. I like new skates. So I feel like you get a little better glide and support from the skates.
And like a firm skate?
Yeah.
So how many pairs of skates you go through a year?
20 maybe.
Oh, so like every handful of games you change
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Hey, I wanted to ask you.
Nice though.
You've had an
Yeah, I
awesome,
love it.
You've had an awesome start to this season. I think your new nickname might have to be ROI because 15 points out of the shoots is amazing.
That means return
trending,
on investment.
Yeah, trending.
No, because he has great ROI with the goat shoes.
That's true. And you're 58-point career high. You're really off to a great start. Anything different or just feeling good? Or I mean, you got out of the gate so great. Do you do anything different?
No, I don't think so. I feel like I'm not doing anything different than last year, whatever. But last year kind of started with the puck didn't want to go in. And when you get a few bounces early and you get a few easy goals, it's kind of a weight off your shoulders and you just play and you don't think about it. And then the other way around, when it's not going, you're trying a little more and it's hard. But so I feel like I played just as good last year, but didn't get the results maybe in the same way that so far this year. So it's just, and then it's a confidence thing. You know you can score and you know you make the play that comes to you instead of trying to look for plays. And yeah, I think that's just how it goes.
Actually, we should ask about this play because I think you thought it should have been a goal, the Nashville overtime goal.
No, that shouldn't be a goal.
It shouldn't be a goal.
No. That puck would have ended behind the net if the net wasn't off. The first one goes.
Were you?
in-
Because it looked like you were looking to the ref. Were you asking like for a penalty because maybe he knocked it off on purpose?
That's what I would have thought, penalty.
Yeah,
Because if the first one goes in,
that's the one.
be a goal.
That's what I was saying. I think the first one,
Yeah.
because that's when you can say like the play was going to continue. It was on its way in. The net was off. Ref
Yeah.
should blow it.
Yeah.
But you could tell this is going in the
Yeah.
net. But that one was going to miss the net.
Yeah, and it would have ended up behind the net. And maybe it's different if the goalie saves it and I score the rebound. Maybe that's a good goal. But this one was it was so weird. But I saw on TV someone, I think it was Colorado, they scored when the net was off. And that's what I could still score, but I didn't really. And then I was like, oh, it went off the side of the net. It wouldn't have.
Like that play should have died. That was like the beginning of another play kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's such a hockey guy answer to just be like, no, that shouldn't have been a goal. By the way, Andrew Burnett.
Because they can't take it back.
Andrew Burnett just subscribed to our YouTube page, I think, right after that. But that's awesome. I was going to ask you, this is just a random thing. So you told the story about your second game. So you had 29 penalty minutes in the 2010 World Juniors. What I got to know about what happened.
No, I got a 5+ game, and then
Oh, a major? Yeah.
yeah, and that's
15.
5 plus 20.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's just the technicality.
Yeah, so
I thought you
that's
just went
one
haywire.
plays 25 minutes technically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you just had a Wild West phase in
No.
2010.
No,
That's awesome.
it was an accident.
Hey, I was going to ask you, I don't know if you've even had a chance to reflect, but like a simple way to ask, who are a couple of the guys you're so happy you got a chance to play with? Not because they're necessarily great players, they could be, but just like reflecting back on your career, who are a couple of the individuals that you're just so happy you had a chance to play hockey with?
I mean, there's
I'm sure there's
a
lot.
bunch, yeah, but there are also some for different reasons. I mean, like playing with Ovi and being part of him making history a little bit is really cool, and happy to have done that. And then Backstrom is one of my best friends, so you're happy to play with him because he's a really good friend, and same with Suki and Kirill and all those guys. It's good friendships, and I mean, Kirill's gonna have an amazing career here, and he's gonna make some history. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be cool then, but now it's just fun to, I mean, meet guys that you really enjoy spending time with, and yeah, so there's a few different reasons, but the ones that you get close to and you're really good friends, it's always special.
You had a good run. Actually, I should talk to you about two things because you've been traded a handful of times, right? Like,
Yeah.
are those tough? Like, I was traded a couple of times. You get the phone call and then you're moving, like,
Yeah.
and you've got the family, the girls and stuff. Like, you get the call, like what? It's tough.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you've got a life where you are. You like when the kids are involved and all that. It's always tough, and then you get somewhere where you really like it and you enjoy it, and the family likes it, and then you leave in. It's tough. So it's never easy. This last time coming back here, it was nice because we knew where we were going, and we like Minnesota, and we've loved living here. So. But yeah, and then like the first time I got traded, I was in.
Yeah, you've
Washington
been reacquired by the same team twice, right?
Yeah.
Like you've really only been traded a couple of times. Just the team that traded you away wanted you back.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like the first time was tough because I was in Wash for 7 years, and then I felt that one came like out of the blue, and it was just so yeah, it's never easy. I mean, you make friends, your kids make friends, and all that, and then you leave. So it's and it just happens so quick. So yeah, it's never easy.
And one of those times you were traded to Boston, you guys end up going on a deep run in the playoffs, and you found chemistry with an old Wild favorite, Charlie Coyle, too, in that group, that line. That was really good. How was that run?
It was special. It was so cool to be part of. Still tough to talk about. We lost Game 7 in the finals, where I feel like we should have won that series, but it's hockey, I guess. But it was very special. I mean, I loved Boston. It was a great team, unbelievable guys in the room with Bergeron and all these guys, Shara, and it was really cool to be part of. In hindsight, it's almost cool that I did that there and then left because the memories were so cool. It was the best time of year just before playoff hockey and spring, and it was really cool. So I love that time.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, I was going to ask international. So you win the gold on the 18s. You're a part of the silver medal team in Sochi. You've had success at Worlds. With the start you're off, even with the Olympics, I'm just curious, Olympic hockey and looking ahead and how much that means to you representing your country too.
I mean, that would be really cool. I have played the Olympics once. It was very cool to do that, and would love to do it again. It's not something you think about all the time. We're so busy with what we're doing here, but I feel like I've proven what I can do during the last 2 World Championships, and obviously helps to play well right now.
Your resume is great. We were just saying you're on the silver team and you're picking up medals whenever you go. So maybe they'll be circling your name.
I hope so. It would be cool.
Yeah, and you're talking about Olympics?
Yeah, I mean, he's got 15 points out of the chute. He had success there before, so I don't know. I don't know who the GM is of Sweden, but
I'm actually just impressed by that in general. And I ask these questions a lot because I don't know how like development is in other countries, but Sweden kicks out some high-end talent, you know, and
Carlson right now.
well, yeah,
and all these guys.
Yeah, all over the place they do. And which Carlson are you talking about?
Exactly.
The D-man, the forward, like it's amazing, you know. So, what's it like growing up in Sweden? Like you grow up in what is it,
Landskrona, yeah.
And then you play for one team, or you have skills coaches, skating coaches. Like you just develop into a good player. Like how does it happen?
No, we just had one coach, one team, and then when I got a little older, I think I was 14 maybe, I moved to Malmo to play for like a bigger team and have a little better opponents. And a couple years later, I moved to Karlstad, where I live now, where Eki and Broads are from. Also to go to their kind of hockey school. They have a good program and all that. So, yeah, there's a lot of good hockey players from Sweden, which is cool. It's not that big of a country, but I think we're doing something right.
Yeah, and there's something about the culture too, where my experience is the players are mature young. So when they come overseas, they might be 19 years old, but they've got the maturity of like a 26-year-old, and they're ready to take on like
Volstead.
Yeah. You know, like it's just different and whatever it is. But culturally, there's an element there where like you don't get caught up in the bright lights or chasing different things. And I think you see that with the Swedes on this team. Like,
Absolutely.
Like they don't want the attention. They just want to be good hockey players and do something that they enjoy and not have to answer questions about it, right? And
But they do like going on podcasts and stuff.
historically they
do.
They do.
They're getting really into it.
Yeah, and we've had to say, hey, Erickson,
like, easy,
Broads, like
easy.
settle down. Your time will come.
You've been on a lot. Ironically, Gus is the one that wants to talk the most, and he's a goalie.
Gus,
you know?
yeah,
he's
Gus
the least goalie, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's a pretty. I guess he's goofy, but I was going to ask, dad of only daughters, yeah?
Another dude.
I mean, this is a thing. This is a trend.
Yeah.
We're going to have hockey players there, or it seems like the NHL guys, the daughters don't play hockey a lot of the time. Where are you at with the hockey on the
no hockey for my daughters yet, at least, which I'm totally fine with. I've been in the hockey rink for most of my life, so maybe get them into golf so I can play golf with them after my career. But no, it's I love having two daughters. It's the best. They make my day, and it's fun to come home to, and it's fun to go to gymnastics or swimming or whatever it is and get away and do something else other than hockey necessarily. So I don't complain at all.
I live near a golf course, and my hopes were the exact same. That my girls would get into golf, so that'd be something that we could do together forever. None of them will play golf.
No, mine neither yet. I'm trying.
It's like, Dad, I don't like golf, and I bribe them so hard too.
What about a pair of these shoes?
If they'll golf, I'll get them whenever they want. Like I'm basically like, hey, you know, like
Robot cart.
refreshment cart. Like you hang out by me.
Golf cart, customized golf cart would go a long way.
But
they don't have their licenses.
Allow them to drive?
Yes.
That's dangerous.
Drive to the course in it?
My oldest is scary.
You want them to play or not?
I do want them to
Trying
play,
to help
but
them.
I'm trying to do it through candy and snacks and whatever else they want. You know.
Right.
But
Hey, I got to ask a question about Sweden, because it seems like every Swede I've ever watched in the NHL, they all go back. They love it. They might even play their last season there after the NHL. There's like a coming home. I've lived in Minnesota my whole life. I got to imagine there's some parallels between Minnesota and Sweden. What is so special about Sweden? Is it the weather, the people, all of it, I'm sure. But like, what is it that's just so magnetic that you guys, you always go back? You know, it's got to be a magical place. I've been once, but
I mean, that's a really good question. I don't know what it is. We've always said we're going to move home after hockey. We miss Sweden, our friends, our family. I think maybe that's it. We're family orientated. I think everyone likes to go home to their parents and all that and your roots. But I don't know. Sweden's really nice in the summers when the weather's nice. It's beautiful. But winters can get long and dark, so it's.
Is it a 4-season place like
Yes.
Minnesota? Okay. So, but the summer similar to here, like just a beautiful summer, but then you have a long winter?
There can be some rain in the summer, so it's kind of, you never know, but when the weather's good, it's
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a magical place. It brings them home.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So, Wasp,
Yeah.
you have anything else?
No, I don't. I appreciate you taking the time.
You don't want to ask
guys
about his
for having me
facial hair and about we want to see if you'd ever go back to what was
Just the mustache.
the Jack
Have you ever done this
Sparrow.
before? Did you know you could do this? You could go through. So for the listeners,
Hockey DB.
yeah,
Click on the photo.
You just go through all the photos. Boom. So pretty good hairstyles throughout, but always facial hair. Always
Yeah.
facial hair.
but what's the
I don't
one
like
with
shaving.
Show him the
I-
pirate one.
That's a pirate one.
I'm intrigued by maybe going back to this. You just watch Yellowstone.
Yeah.
This would be more Deadwood, but could we maybe? I'm not saying go Philip Forsberg, your brother, but like maybe a little bit of the little flavor saver underneath and a little pointy on the mustache.
I don't know if I can pull it off.
All right, well, something to think about.
Yeah. See, that one was really, I was young at that
The young one.
Yeah.
With the no facial hair?
Yeah.
That was first
Looks
one.
weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Looks weird. Only because all the others, you do have facial hair.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are listening, you can go to hockeydb.com and go to Marcus Johansson's profile. You just click through the photos, each one of the photos. That's like a hack that I don't think a lot of people know.
No, it's
I had
great.
no idea.
Click
Because you get
on
there.
the picture. Brent Burns is an all-timer if you click through that one and just
Yeah.
watch the odyssey of changes. It's yeah, you've definitely tried some things and it's been good. So
Style. He's got style. Well, I tell you what, continued success this year. You're off to a great start.
Thank you
Congrats
very
on
much.
1,000 games and a beautiful family. It was fun, cool to watch your daughters do the lineup card. And
Thank you
sitting
very
there
much.
with them.
Yeah,
So
it was
pretty
special.
neat. But yeah, appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, guys.
thanks for spending time
Yeah.
with us.